Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited you decided to join me today because today we finally get to build with a new expansion pack. It has taken me forever to finally been able to actually dive in and build with this pack, and I'm so excited I get to finally do it. And I think it turned out really good. I'm kind of calling this like a perfect suburban house. I mean, it doesn't have a white picket fence, so I think that's like one of the only like main key elements that it's missing. But other than that, I think it ends up looking pretty much like a perfect suburban house. I mean, we end up with a tree house. We got room for your stereotypical family of four. But yeah, I really, really like how this one turned out. It's a little different than like what I normally build, but also kind of still the same. I used a lot of the stuff from the new pack. Honestly, a majority of the things I used are from the new pack, and then some Dream Home Decorator and a lot of the paranormal stuff pack. Surprisingly, I really liked just kind of how like contemporary or like kind of like, I don't know, traditional it looked. But yeah, I don't know. I really am enjoying this new pack. I've really dove into gameplay. So yesterday I was supposed to be working at the bar, but supposedly it was really slow to begin with. So I just had someone come in for me who was like working a double anyway, who we let stayed home later. And then like anyway, long story short is I got to go home early. I was only like 2 or 3 hours into my 8.5 hour shift, and they were like, "All right, you can go home." And I was like, "Yes!" So I got to go home. And honestly, I played Sims like the majority of the day. Like the majority of the afternoon, I was actually physically playing. Like I'm doing a personal not so berry challenge. Like when I say personal, I mean like I'm doing it not for like content on the channel, I guess. And honestly, infants are really hard and I'm really, really struggling. It doesn't help that I also have the dad in that save is going to college. So like we're like trying to get coursework done. The mom's it's only the first gen, so like we're trying to be the scientist and like max out our what are we trying to max out in that? What is it called? The mischief and the logic skill. I'm level 9 mischief, and I still need to max out logic, but oh my goodness, hopefully today I can get my homework done so that I can play a little more Sims, because oh my goodness, this new pack just has me going crazy. And honestly, not even just the new pack, but also like the infant update, obviously. But I have found that they're very, very, very hard to get to behave the way you want to. I never found toddlers like too. I'm sorry if you can like hear me moving around. I'm like being very antsy right now. But I never found toddlers like too terribly hard to deal with. I guess I just kind of like watched a lot of YouTubers like do 100 baby challenge and like just play with toddlers. So like I know what to expect. And I guess the infants are just a lot harder to expect. Like know what to expect. Like I have this, oh my goodness, words are so hard. But in the not so very challenge that I'm doing, I had an infant whose quirk was that they are a snuggly sleeper, so they prefer to be held when they're sleeping. And when your Sims are on the, like your parent Sims are on the brink of passing out all the time, it's very hard for them to just kind of, I don't want to say waste their time, but kind of waste their time and like let the infant sleep in their arms, because the Sim is also tired and you can't like have them both sleeping at once. And there's like a whole bunch of things that you can't have them do. And so, I don't know, it was really good and fun, challenging gameplay I found, and now I can't wait to like get back into it, because I only wanted to have two children this version, this generation. There we go, this generation of the not so berry challenge. Anyway, this is literally not the not so berry challenge, but here I am talking about it like it is. But we're just kind of wrapping up things outside. I have some nice kind of train paint going on now. I didn't do like white picket fence, which I think is the only other thing that maybe would help this be like quote unquote the perfect suburban home. But I did use like the debug. Oh my goodness. Debug hedges to kind of make a makeshift kind of fence. But I really do like, it took me forever to kind of come up with a floor plan, because this floor plan is like different than like what I would expect. We kind of walk into the dining area, which is, I don't know, I feel like most places you kind of walk into the kitchen, or the living room. Like, I feel like you never walk into the dining area. So it's always kind of hard for me to figure out floor plans like this. And it's also pretty open. I was very excited. I got to use the new stove and refrigerator. Oh, excuse me. I'm very upset that there was no new counters with this pack, to be honest. But I think these Dream Home Decorator ones look really good with that sink, because I really, really, really wanted to use that sink, because it is gorgeous. And then I used the new herringbone tile and just like a base game wallpaper everywhere else. But it ends up looking really, really good. And here's that paranormal couch that I used, and paranormal chair. And I don't know, I just think it like comes together so nice. When I was like kind of like started getting into like the cluttering aspect of this build, I didn't do too terribly much cluttering, because I imagine that this perfect, oh my goodness, I'm yawning, I'm coughing, I'm doing all the things, I'm rambling. It's a mess of a voiceover, so definitely I want to thank you if you're still here with me. I don't mean that like you're gonna die, but it kind of sounded like it. Anyway, where was I going? Oh, yes. When I was decorating it, I imagined that they were kind of maybe going on like selling it, or maybe it was just like recently in the market, because I did very minimal decorations. I imagined that it was kind of like a show home, like it wasn't like a realistic, it was kind of like a perfect, like I keep doing in air quotes, but you can't see me do air quotes, so here I am, just doing them for myself. And this fireplace that came with the new expansion pack, oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. It's kind of a little bulky for my preference. I guess I say my preference, but the space is kind of small also. I mean, it's not a very big house. It's just like a 3-bed, 3-bath. And, I mean, it has everything you need other than, oh my goodness, I keep yawning. Other than, like an office area and maybe like some skill building. I did put, what did I put? I put a lot of kid building skills upstairs and kind of the landing, like kid playroom hangout area, but I didn't have a lot of room for adult skills. I didn't really put a lot of thought into kind of what these parents did. I imagine maybe the mom was a teacher at Copperdale, but I didn't think of maybe what the dad was doing. But anyway, I thought okay, never mind. I'm like watching the footage and I was like, I thought I cut that out, but I guess I didn't. I guess we're just gonna keep on rolling. But yeah, I didn't put much thought into the parents. I didn't put too terribly much thought into the kids. Like, I put a little bit in. Like, I imagined that they have a son and a daughter. And I imagine the son was very, very, very much into void critters. We'll see that when we get up to his room. Right now, we're just kind of decorating the dining room and just kind of doing some minimal decorations, like with this parenthood plate, some nectar bottles, a keepsake box, and then some books. Just kind of over here in this hutch. I really like this little spot. I think it fits it really nice. And then we have a bathroom off of both the parents have like a nice little ensuite. And then there's kind of like a half bath right off the dining area for if guests come over. The half bath is probably the nicest bathroom, just because I did a double vanity in there, because I imagine maybe the daughter comes down and kind of gets ready in the half bath, like doesn't shower, but maybe like does her makeup and stuff there, just so that she doesn't like tie up the bathroom, so that when the son wakes up, he can just like hop in the shower and be ready for school. I don't know, I thought that was kind of a little bit realistic maybe, but also just kind of looked nice. Here I am yawning again. But as I said, I didn't really want to clutter up any of these spaces too much. The kids' rooms are like more cluttered, but like the downstairs is like very minimally cluttered. We have even like the plants clutter is very minimal. I was kind of surprised with myself. And then up here is the kind of landing area. I have the void critter game. I have a TV. I have the science station, and I have a arts and crafts station. So a good chunk of kind of activities for your Sims to do. I imagine that both of the children were children age. I didn't like do any infants or teenagers in this pack. I imagine they're both kind of teenagers. Maybe they're even twins if you want to play with that gameplay. But here we're finally getting into the bedrooms. And I didn't show either of the bathrooms downstairs, but I do show the bathroom up here. And honestly, it's kind of, I don't know, it comes out looking very nice. But as you'll see, there's a void critter bed. And then I gave the daughter a bunk bed with a desk underneath with the art and craft supplies that came with a new pack. I just think it's adorable. And I gave her a diary and the best friend, the BFF bracelet maker. Because I imagine maybe she throws a lot of slumber parties. I don't know, I just think that she's very, like, a social animal and loves, like, just, like, people and making friends, and she's just kind of like a nice little go-getter, if you will. But we're just kind of cluttering up. I gave her some necklace, and then I gave her some play makeup and some school and some craft supplies, and I get these parenthood curtains that are kind of like the see-through ones that I don't use that often because they're see-through, and I feel like the point of curtains should be to, like, block out the sun, but I guess that's just my own personal opinion. Then I kind of put up some decorations around the walls, and I should really stop, like, narrating what I'm doing, but honestly I have no other idea what to talk about, because, like, we already have the pack, and I really don't want to think about, like, the next pack. I mean, I could talk about what I'm doing on Wednesday. I think I am going to be uploading, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be uploading a 100 baby, apartment, because when I play the 100 baby challenge, I almost prefer apartments just because, I don't know, they're a lot easier to kind of deal with, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, I just prefer playing with apartments a lot of the times. But here we're finally going into the son's room, and as you'll see, he has lots and lots and lots and lots of void critters and scouts. I imagine that's kind of like 2 of his, like, main things. And, like, those 5 that I put up there, imagine those are, like, his starting 5, because there's, like, 1 from each element. There's, like, wind, earth, air, fire, and then there's, like, the void one. And then I put this, like, Sasquatch toy. It's not accessible, but I imagine that maybe that's why he went into the scouts, is he's like, I want to find Big Squatch, Bigfoot. But yeah, he has a lot of void critter things in his room. And honestly, we're getting kind of close to the end of the video. So if you did enjoy this video at all, please give it a thumbs up. It really means a lot to me. And this build is available on the Sims 4 gallery under my origin ID, which is alisonlogue, alisonlogue, or under the hashtag alpalsgames. And thank you all so very much for joining me. All we're going to really do now is kind of finish up the exterior, do some final touches, mailbox, trash cans, maybe some terrain painting, just a little bit here and there, some outdoor lighting so that we can see when it's dark out. But I really do appreciate you all very much for joining me, and I'll talk to you guys on Wednesday. Okay, bye!